just heard from Pastor Jeremy that we can't heal ourselves, but we can be healed. This is the second point to our scars message, and I just believe this is just very, very powerful. It's not very difficult to understand, but it is powerful. The second point is this. There is a difference between a wound and a scar. There's a difference between a wound and a scar. And the passage we're going to read is in Mark chapter 5. It's one of my absolute favorite stories in the Gospels. It's the story of Jesus healing the demoniac. This man to have been possessed by up to 6,000 demons, theologians study. 6,000 demons. And it's one of my favorites because when I was a teenager, when I was a youth, my youth pastor taught me what happened in these verses, and he said, you know what, Brad, would you like to be in a drama and do that? And I was like, cool, yeah. Do I get to be Jesus? No, you're the demon. You're the demon-possessed guy. But when we did it, it was so powerful because it just shows that one encounter with Jesus can change absolutely everything. Yeah. Just one encounter. Read with me in verse 1. They went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain. For he had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Get this, night and day, among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out, night and day. He would cry out and cut himself with stones. I want you to take a moment and imagine this with me. You have this man, over the course of his life, because it is a slow fade to get to demon possession. Demons can't just jump in you and take control, you understand? It's a slow fade to get there, but over the course of his life, his decisions, him walking away from God, his sin caused him to every step, to cause him to take those keys of control over his life and hand them to the enemy. To the point where he had no control left. And let evil spirits dictate everything he did. So night and day, in the tombs, place where there's just nothing but death, graves. That's where he lives, spending his day, picking up sharp stones and cutting on himself, and cutting on his legs, and cutting on his face, revealing wounds. Wounds all over his body. You see, what happened on the inside of this man manifested itself on the outside. You see, the person you are will come out. Your pains, your victories, whoever you are on the inside will come out. Will it be a wound or a scar? This man was full of wounds all over his body. And that's just unsightly in society. So they tried to bind him and put him away. But he broke the chains. And then he met Jesus. When Jesus got out of the boat, that one encounter with him changed his life forever. And I just love what Jesus did. You can continue to read in Mark chapter 5, but to shorten it up, Jesus didn't spend 2 hours talking to these demons. Jesus didn't go and try to diagnose, what kind of demon, evil spirit is this? What is its name and all this? What Jesus did was basically say, shut up, come up out of this man. And that man was free in that one moment, that one instance with Jesus, never to be the same. Those wounds were healed. and they became scars. Verse 18 says, as Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had demon possession begged to go with him. Jesus did not let him, but said, go home to your people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you. So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis, which is a cluster of 10 cities, how much Jesus had done for him. And all the people were amazed. You see, once his wounds became scars, that's when he was able to be used to tell of the works of Jesus. Because at the point when he was full of wounds, with blood and just the goriness of it all, people saw this man full of wounds, and here's what they saw. They saw unstable. They saw crazy. They saw a lunatic. They saw a man with no control in his life, no hope, so much so that they want to put him away, be away with him. They didn't want him around. But after his encounter with Jesus, how awesome is this? After his encounter with Jesus and those wounds became scars, the people, they saw something different. They saw life. They saw healing. They saw victory. They saw transformation because of what Jesus did. When they saw his scars, they saw a miracle.